Hello, everyone. This is Benjamin. I'm gonna do some puzzles today in a few games. Got a little mixed up yesterday, but definitely gonna happen. All right. Here's a basic back rank mate. This is a check. The king can't move. The only piece that can move will be the rook to go in front of it. It will take it, and the king cannot escape because the rook has it covered. So, and he can't take the rook because of the knight. So I'm really, a little surprised that it's a two-move mate, and it's a little. I thought it was a little complicated for a 190 puzzle, but here, checkmate in one. This is a check. It's protected by the bishop, and the king cannot escape. Queen has everything covered, and there's nothing attacking the square, so checkmate. Oh, it's I gotta defend first. Best defense would be to move out the way. Moving the knight does nothing because he can just take it. Obviously, the queen will just lose it. And when I move out the way, it's a dark square. The queen's in a light square. It's important to know because he can't just call a check. He'll be on the light squares. The only other way will be moving upward, which he can't jump over pieces. So he can't call a check over here. So, all right. They didn't make us to the check. This is a checkmate. These three are blocking the king, so king can't escape. That's why it's important to move one of your pawns for some luff. They call it luff. Again, same thing. Checkmate. Well, the pawns call it back ring checkmate. Here, I can call it check. The king only has one square to move to back here. Call it check. He'll come up, and then that will be checkmate. So let's checkmate in 3. All right, then you can show the whole thing. Checkmate in 1. It's check. The king can't go anywhere, and it's protected by the pawn. Same thing as last time. This is a check. The king cannot go anywhere that he'll be captured by the queen, and he cannot take the queen because his pawn is protecting the queen. So it's checkmate. Checkmate in 1. See, the queen can call a check here. It's protected by the knight, so the king cannot take it, and the king cannot escape because the queen has those squares covered. Checkmate in 2. This is a check. The king can't take it because the bishop is defending the queen. King will move back, and then this right here will be checkmate. It'd be covering these squares, the queen, and the king can't go anywhere because he's surrounded by his pieces. It's a very common pattern with scholars checkmate. I thought it was gonna be checkmate, but it's not. I thought it was gonna be a pawn checkmate, but king gets to escape. So this is all covered by the rook. This is covered by the pawns. Pawns have these covered. Okay, since everything's covered, this is also a check, and that is also checkmate. Protected by the pawn, hitting the king. And this is all covered, so it's checkmate. Let me see here. This is a check. I'm gonna calculate this real quick. He'll take. I'll call it check. He can move up. The bishop can call check. And I think that's checkmate. All right, let's go over it again. Check. Check. He moves up. Yeah, it's checkmate because this square is covered by the knight, and the rook will be over here, and the bishop has all these squares. So that would be checkmate. All right. Minus black. Let's see. Right now, this is all covered by the rook, covered by the bishop. The king has no squares to move. This is the only piece not participating. He'll call it check, and it will be checkmate because everything's covered. King can't move. Checkmate in 1, covered by the bishop. I'm trying to hurry up a little bit. Just to do a couple more. This looks good. Just follow the king. Checkmate. That's not quite checkmate yet. All right, not too bad. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play a game. I just wanted to do a few of those puzzles before I got started. Let's see here. I'm gonna do 5-minute games with 5 plus 5. The reason being is because I had some issues with time and explaining and the idea of pre-moving because I guess the best way to put it is stream sniped. I have my Twitch on my account, so people can click it and see that I'm streaming live, and they can literally listen to everything I'm saying while playing against me, which this guy isn't doing because he didn't take his time to look at my profile, which is nice. All right, this is usually the French. People normally go here. This is a little different. Not entirely sure how good or bad it is, to be honest. But I can get into a King's Indian setup because is it King's Indian or is it something different? Oh no, King's Indian usually is this here and this here. So this is a different pawn move, so it won't be the same. But I'm gonna have a good pawn center and come up. Even though it's the wrong pawn, it's still okay. I mean, the only difference is the bishop will come out here instead of being held. Yeah, that's really the only difference. But I still can defend the pawn this way, so it doesn't really matter too much. And if he takes it and I take back, I have 4 pawns in the center, which I think is really good. So, all right. This one's under attack. I can just move up, to be honest. And if he takes and I take back, his bishop would be kind of blocked in. So he's blocking his bishop in by doing this, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly happy. And normally capture towards the center, but in this case, I would capture away. I mean, I probably could capture towards the center, right? I was thinking away the center because I want to open this up for the king attack, but my king's also exposed, so it doesn't really seem to. Let me see here. Well, this way I'll undouble the pawns, so I gotta choose between away and locking it in, or towards and undoubling my pawns. So that's 2 different chess principles in one move. This here just opens for attack, but my king's not really. I like attacking more than defending, so let's see here. I mean, the only square he can go to is over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just... I mean, I can actually attack his knight, but it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, he can move it away, and I'd have to do another move before moving this up to defend it, to lock it all in. So if I move f4 now with the idea of castling, I might be able to eventually get this in where his pieces are really bunched up. But right now, his knight can't move. So moving here in the future would allow him to come in. So every time you move pawns forward, you're leaving something behind. So I think I'm going to leave it as it is. And yeah, I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to leave up my knight. I was thinking of a way to stop this somehow and get him more trapped in and squeeze him in more and all kinds of stuff. But his bishop and his knight right now is not really workable. And if I try to do all that, I might make him, a mess a little bit. He can't really go here because of my knight. So I'm not worried about it. If he tries to go here, my bishop's defending it. So his knight really just doesn't have anywhere to go. So it doesn't really matter that he's even there. So I'm going to castle. Oh, where's it? Oh, there's a chat thing. Okay. I didn't realize I didn't have my chat available in case someone wanted to ask me something or. All right. He moves up. Doesn't change much because his bishop is still locked in. It does allow his knight to come in this way. So he is doing that. I can attack his queen this way. If he moves the pawn up, I'm not entirely sure where I'm putting bishop after that. Because this would weaken his center a bit, and then I can just take this pawn. And I don't know if that's good or not. Let's see. If I take... I mean, his pawns will be weaker, and his king's still in the center, so I'll go ahead. I don't see anything concrete, but I think it's a bit helpful. I think it could be a little weakening. But I can't do it right away anyways, because once he goes this way, I gotta move my bishop out the way before I can take. So when I move bishop out the way, he can probably do something else. All right. And that works too, I guess. And part of me wants to play here, but I don't want to. Because this is all not usable. So if I start doing this, I might free him up. So I got to find a way to attack him. And I'm thinking the queen move over here would be good. I might even have time for this because, yeah, I think it's better for me to take my time with my development and how I'm doing it, because this pawn's in the way. Yeah, my pawns are kind of in the way of my attack too. Yeah, so it's kind of closed in now. Kept looking for ways to come in for attacking, so I wasn't considering all the ways you can possibly close it. I can't hit this way. This was by accident. So this is what it means by people my rating still get lucky sometimes. I know some people think luck isn't a thing. In this case, it was. I do believe there is an element of that until you get like super, super good. No, it's definitely a lucky thing. But that's just, develop my pieces where I'm supposed to, And I guess that made me lucky. So I'm going to take because I'm up a piece. And an important chess principle to remember is when you're up a piece, trade. Now, if I go here, the only place you can go back without losing a piece is right here. It's really the only place. And if he trades, that's good for me. Nope, that's the only place he had. And then I can start chipping away and bringing my rook over and just overall have a comfortable, simple game. And I'll be careful of my time. All right, if I take here, he can take, and I can actually take with my rook, because if he takes here, I would be able to call check, picking up both rooks. So it looks like it's defending it, but it's not. I'll remove it just in case, but it's not going to really mean much. All right, that's pretty decent. I can go here, keeping the exact same pressure as before. And if he tries this, I can just take the pawn. I mean, if he wants me to do that, that's fine. There's not much he really can do here. I can just take. Next move, hopefully. Excuse me. Can trade everything. Actually get a free knight. So instead of trading, I think I'll just take the knight. That also was by accident. I was trying to do free trades. I didn't realize that that was being set up. Guess I'll take this pawn. He can take this one. Yep. And we can just take pawns, I guess. That's perfectly okay by me. Yeah, let's just take some pawns. I'm up 2 minor pieces. So at the end of the game, that's be very easy to play. Now if I take here, he can take this pawn. And then I just move back. If the rook and the queen and this pawn, I will be able to defend everything very easily. I'll be able to defend this very easily from becoming a queen. This already is hitting the square that's supposed to queen on, and then I can just attack it with my rook and my queen. I can even bring my queen here to attack queen and pawn if he tries to move here. I mean, he can defend it though. Be a lot of maneuvering. So here, probably go here. I can attack it. Yeah, I'm going to keep attacking his queen. He doesn't have really too many options. Excuse me. Yeah, so certain things you don't have to calculate fully. Certain things you do. Main thing is just that you're not blundering for the most part. That's literally probably like the most important thing. Now I'm gonna go here because I feel like attacking the queen. Pawn's defended. I want to find a way to get an actual attack point, like a real actual attack. All right. This over here would hit the pawn again. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh yeah, remember the back rank make things I was doing early in the puzzles? I almost forgot about it, but I probably should just move this pawn up 1 square or this pawn up 1 square just to prevent any possible weird mates if I'm not paying too much attention. So that would just be like a safety move. I can do it now. Yeah, what he did was if I would have taken the queen, he would have caught a checkmate, just so you guys know why I didn't take the queen. All right, so let's go back to attack this piece, this pawn. So what I'm going to do here is just pile up on the pawn. And he has no way to defend it again. He made it. He was supposed to defend it by going behind it or to the side of it, and that was gonna come down and attack it 3 times this way and win it. But just makes it a little faster for me. I'll pre-move this capture. He can come down to try to trick me. I'm the battle. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it. Like, why would I do that for? Right? Go over here, and then if he takes. I go this way, he's protected by the bishop. There was a lot going on. I couldn't really explain every detail, but I have like 30 seconds. But it was pretty well defended. And he did, that was a chance of his that he had. That was kind of nice that he went for it. I'll just defend this way. King's protected. Now this knight, if he's attacked and I move him, he can do checkmate. Let's say I pretend he attacks, and I move out the way because I'm like, oh no, my knight. And he can just be like, oh, checkmate. So something to be mindful of. I would probably just go here. If he tries to dislodge my knight, well, his pawn's here, so he doesn't have the time to actually to attack it properly. I'm gonna go over here. If he attacks the pawn, if he defends it, I can go here, attack it again, and take it. All right, that's a different idea. Let me just attack the queen. Let's have some fun. Everything's defended, so it doesn't really matter. You can go here just to mess my king a little bit, just for fun. All right. I'm gonna attack the queen. It's all defended. There's no hanging pieces. Everything's defending each other. Okay, he goes there. I don't want to go here because then he can. Actually, I do want to go there because if he tries that, I can just take the pawn for free. That's fine because the bishop here prevents it. You can't do anything. I can attack it. So he really tried. Like he really tried, and I like that. This is why like I kept showing different reasons and ways I could possibly lose if I made a simple mistake. And he really, really did try. That's why it's important not to resign like super early, even if you're losing a bit, because he gave me many chances to blunder. So he actually knows how to do that, which is really good. Definitely an important skill to learn because you'll win some games that way. I'll do this Scandinavian. I never really play this, but I'll play it this time. I just learned it like maybe 2 days ago, a little bit about it. I usually go here after the knight. And this to me feels like, is it a trap line? Because I never see it. Like, if I go here, is that bad? I mean, oh, what if he did it so he can have his pawn in front of his knight? Well, I don't know what the reason would be for that. I really don't know what the reason would be for that. I'm trying to understand it first. I don't want to fall for it. I don't know, like, what is better than what. I think it's safe. It looks fine to me. I mean, he might try to trap my queen, but my queen isn't a bishop, so probably a bit more difficult to do. No, bring up c6, so my queen can always retreat if needed. And that should help prevent any type of shenanigans on this side. Definitely a bit different. Yeah, as expected. Now I'm gonna go here to prevent from the knight from coming in, and then the bishop can come out. Knight can come out. I mean, bishop can go here. Here doesn't matter, as long as it's not like immediately because of the queen. But I'd have to bring the knight in, and it can be one or the other depending. And then bring this pawn up one. All right. Now I'm used to seeing this knight coming down at some point, and this bishop trying to attack the square. But this pawn here blocks that idea. So I was surprised to see it. So I think this would be a good move. If he goes down, I guess I can move back. He can. Will he do that? Would he try to like chase my bishop around forever? Or? I do like my bishop, and I don't want to lose it. But also, would I be okay with losing it? Yes, I would. If he tries that, I will move my knight in and castle queenside, allow this to capture this way, so my rook can have an open file. So if he tries, I don't know if he's going to or not, but I want to make sure it's a decent move for my bishop. Also, moving here would allow a check. The bishop can come in. I can actually pile up on the bishop. Now this right here and this right here can attack here at some point, but I'm gonna go here for now to defend my pawn. The queen sometimes comes here anyway, so it's not a super move that's like bad for my queen, because this is used kind of normal. I might start seeing why he did the setup very soon. I'm gonna move here because I want to be able to. Let's say he comes down, takes. Yeah, it kind of prevents me from castling queen side. I usually castle queen side, and then a combination of this might not be as okay as I thought it was. So I never see that idea. I actually do kind of like it. It does help a pawn storm at some point towards the queen side. I don't know if that's why he did it, if it was an accident, if he learned it, if it's a trap line that I somehow avoided, or if it was meant for like a positional thing, but it does seem to have some type of okay chance, I guess. I do like it somewhat now. Bishop has almost nowhere to go besides here. I can try here, but you can just push this down. But pushing this down might be good for me, because right now this right here can really mess up my structure. So maybe I should go here just to have him push it down. So yeah, let's see. It's also attacking over here. And if I can attack the knight, that might be pretty good too. If he comes out, and I can hit the knight, then I can come in. So I might be doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. All right, so he is doing that. I'm gonna get ready to castle either way. I'm not sure which way I want to castle yet. He does have something going on here that concerns me. I mean, if I castle queenside and he brings this down, I might be a little worried. But would I be worried if I bring my knight over and then castle? And he comes down. Oh, my bishop's in the way too. I might have to castle kingside. Not sure. You know what? I'm gonna move this away. And then I'm gonna castle. Then I'm gonna move this over. I'll move this over here. Then I'm gonna castle. That way I have my rook here and my knight attacking the square. So I have like a huge line on that square. So when I castle queenside, I'm not losing this pawn. I don't want to lose this pawn and be exposed on the c file with my king here, queen here, pawn gone, and a rook coming in. That would be pretty bad. So let's do this first. And if I mess up a little bit, I can always castle kingside and be safe. So this gives me a little bit of options. I prefer to castle queenside in this position, so my bishops are attacking this way, my queen and my bishops, and my knight can come in, and I can throw my pawns up. So I prefer to be able to castle queenside. Now that's not a bad for me. If he takes it, I take it, and then I'm safe, and I can castle queenside. So I'm pretty safe here. I like this. I like this for me. So this right here might be a small issue though, because of this pawn. I have to bring my bishop back, or this way too. Because if he comes down here, if I just castle, he can come here and hit both my rooks. Yep. So I'm gonna block with my bishop. Kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to attack because he's in the way and he's blocked. He's defended by a nice pawn, and he also has a piece that can go anywhere around, so it's very helpful for him. I didn't see that follow-up. It's not super dangerous, but it just makes it more difficult for me to get ready to castle. So I'm just going to run a knight around and maybe trade off the knights and then castle at some point. 16 moves, I haven't castled yet. Maybe one of these games I never castle. Happens sometimes. It's really not that bad as long as you're safe, But it really bad to castle queenside if you trade knights, because this is already covering a lot of squares. So there's like a huge weakness on the b8 diagonal. b8 4. All right. Might have to castle kingside. I might have to castle kingside. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'd be able to sack a piece, would I? At some point? Like if I went here? Oh, that would be bad. My queen, I'll lose my queen. You'll call it check. Oh no, I can take it with my queen, never mind. I was gonna say the queen here would have taken my queen, but... Go ahead. Let's see here. I kind of want to sack because afterward, my knight can come in here. The only problem is that his knight is going to be a good defender. So like I need to figure out what to do about that before I decide to sack. I have to take with my pawn because this is weak. If I take with my queen, he'll come down and take here. Let's say I take and he takes. And I can't attack the queen with my rook because the bishop. So I can't forget about the bishop. So that would have been like a really bad move. I initially intended on taking with my queen. And I have a little bit of problems now. I have a problem with this. This is backward pawn. The rook's already hitting it. Yeah. This is a weak square because my pawns are in dark squares. So all the light squares around my king I cannot defend with my pawn. So I do have some problems in my position. Let's see here. Now if I'm my knight up here and he takes, I can take actually. So if I move here, he takes with the bishop. I mean, I might not entirely sure. I am really not entirely sure. I'm gonna go ahead. I got 50-something seconds. It's not a blunder, but it might be a mistake or inaccuracy, but I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point. And instead of taking my pawn, creating a horrible weakness, like having him attack my weakness like crazy, I'm gonna take this bishop instead. And hope to defend his pawn somehow. Yeah, because if I would have taken it and he would have taken off his rook, my rook was down here, and he would have had his rook and his queen on this, and then he could have moved his rook over, and it would have just been over. Like my whole thing would have been pretty bad. All right, so now how do I can go here and attack this pawn twice. He can defend it with the queen. My rook might be in the bad spot. Is it in a bad spot? Well, I want to be able to defend this pawn a little better than I have now. And this would be a good way. So moving the bishop here might be bad. I want to attack this multiple times. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't have enough time to look at all the in and outs. I just want to attack this pawn multiple times and then bring in my other pieces. That's pretty much what I want to do. Now my pawn being attacked multiple times, and it's a check if he takes it. So I'm going to move my queen out the way, so I don't move my queen. You can take now for free, and I want my queen out the way. All right. Here you go. And I can move this up one. Because if he could have called check, and it would have been, well, I would have taken it, so it would have been fine for me. All right, the queen and the rook. So battery. This is defending the rook, so it's not a big deal. I'm not even entirely sure what moves he can play. I can attack the queen, but yeah, I'm gonna attack the queen. If he, that was bad. That was very bad. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna have a queen against 2 rooks and a bishop. I don't know how well I can play that. If I take here, I'll call it check. Ooh. I call it check. He can take the, he can, yeah. I was gonna say he can do that. I wasn't sure if he was going to or not, or if it would be a perpetual. So I'm pretty much losing, so I wouldn't okay with it. Move up one. You can call it check. Yep. And go down. This just prevents him from being able to come down and help me think a little bit, because I have time to think a little bit. Get my pieces off light squares, so it prevents any quick tactic with the bishop. That's a free piece. I think he probably meant to go here. It probably was now that I think about it, he probably did a mouse flip. I didn't think about the time, but I guess we can go ahead. Let's go ahead. All right, King's Gambit time. It's one of my favorite openings. I studied it a lot before, not so much recently, but I just studied a lot before. I don't know a lot of variations though, so it really depends on what my opponent does. I like that variation actually. It's actually pretty fun. I lose all my pawns in his variation, where I move up, he takes, I castle, he takes this pawn, and I lose all my pawns in front of my king, and I go over here in the corner, and this is literally an opening that I like. King Gambit accepted, Cunningham, Burton, Gambit. I love this opening. I lose 3 pawns, but I have 3 pieces out. And he has 1 out, and then I come up and I have like this massive attack. I mean, I can even fianchetto depending on the situation, but I have like a lot of ways to attack. Now, if I call check and he takes it, I call check, which he didn't know about. So basically, I get his bishop. We trade bishops, basically. I win a pawn. He didn't go for it. Let's see here. If I call check this way and he takes it, do I have anything? I have this check here. If he moves up, I don't have anything. No, I don't. I do not have anything. This bishop can stay there. It's not under attack. I'll bring my knight in to the game. so he can come in and attack something. Control more squares, more pieces. I'm going to have to bring this up too. This right here also looks pretty nice to me. I can go check. And the king will be forced to go to 1 and 2 squares. And so how would I go about doing that? I can go here now. This is defended by the rook. This is defended by my knight. And this right here would force him to go back to the dark squares. Not entirely sure. I needed my bishop in here for it to have a pretty good effect. And moving this not only helps my bishop, but it strengthens my pawn, allowing my knight to move out the way. It's important things to keep in mind. I think the main thing about chess and not blundering and understanding things is like you learn all these little things, and then you have to find a way to keep it in your mind in a way where you're protecting everything and not losing pieces and finding ways to attack. Like it's like a multi thinking way, you know? Okay, now my bishop is under. Now my bishop has to move. Now my bishop has to move. Now, if my knight was here, my knight was here, I would have been able to take his piece because his piece is undefended. But that's not the case here. And if I go up here to attack his knight, his bishop, we can actually trade. But I don't really want to. Since I want my bishop to attack, I'm not sure if this diagonal will be better than this one. But I do know my queen's on this diagonal. So if I go over here, I'll be controlling more squares and more possible. If I go over here, I'm kind of doubling up on the squares I already control. But having batteries are important when you're able to attack and try to sack things or checkmate and stuff like that. This would just be overlapping for no reason. At least not that I can think of. Maybe there is a reason. I just don't know it. Here's a good square for my bishop. I can come in. So I like this square here for my bishop. I was gonna go back, but I feel like it's too far back. Like I can go here, but that's about it. And here I can go this way, and if my pawn moves up, I can come back down. So I think it has more possibilities. All right, going for my my queen. I mean, I have one safe square, but I also can bring my knights in. You know, my knights are pretty good with stuff like that. Also, I have this check. So let's say I take and he takes. I do have this check. It's not going to do anything. Not that check. All right. You always have to check your checks. Check your check. I mean, if he wants to, he can try to take my queen again. I'll just move it over. Well, he can try. And it's one about overlapping. Like my bishop can't do anything. It's the same control as this. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. In this case, I don't really care for it. So I'm going to bring my queen over. I love these openings. I'm down 2 pawns. My king's pretty exposed, but I have a lot more pieces out than him. And it's usually like that. This opening is usually like that. You have massive piece activity compared to your opponent. So like my job would be to find a way to win with my more developed pieces while defending my king at the same time because he's pretty exposed. So I got to make sure that it doesn't amount to nothing. So I can attack his king better because of my activity. He can attack my king better because of my lack of pawns. So you both have something. All right. Now, I want to attack. I do. Let's see here. This is one idea. And after I take, it'll open up this line. And his king's right in the center. So that might be pretty good. Other option is going over here, which will be hitting these 2 pawns and this square. and all of them are defended. So I'll be moving into a place where I'm attacking defended stuff, right? And he can maybe kick it, and then I'd have to go back here because there's nowhere else to go. I basically would have to like do some weird stuff. So I'd rather just go here, and if he takes, I take back, and then this is open for me. The only problem is that his bishop is guarding it, so I can't make use of it yet. So, but I can make use of this pawn by placing my bishop there. He is starting to get his stuff together though, so it's a little concerning. I feel like I should go here. Have this scope. Bishop has this scope. Bring this bishop out soon. So I like it. Yeah, it's like really it doesn't matter. Like whenever you play these games with this like in the King's Gambit, it doesn't matter how many times you play it. It's always so different. It is always so different. I like it because all the differences lead to like different tactics. So it's really nice. All right, and that's only because I don't accept people's recommendations on like what's good for beginners or intermediate or this or that. Is what led me to find nice openings that I think is very helpful. So I'm gonna call it check, and then I can come here, and I'll be hitting the square. So that'll be good for me. Or I can just move this first. But if I move this first, he can block the check. So I'm gonna have to do check first. I don't want him to block it. So it'll be the same thing, but the order is very important. If I went here first, he might have been able to stop that specific check. So I want to be able to bring my pieces in. Okay, he goes there. And now I am hitting here twice. And if I take off my knight, he's hitting my bishop. I can still take off my knight. Ooh, no, I cannot. Because if I take off the knight, he can take us to the queen. That'd be pretty bad. If I take this way, he takes back. This kind of blocks off my attack that I was trying to get going. I don't like that. I want to keep my pieces on the board, so I want to move him back somewhere. But I also know that he can just take here. He can just take here. And if he does... So what if I ignore it and I just put my pawn up? So if he takes here, I can just take back and I have... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Bring my pawns into the attack. And just... I don't want to lose my attack. So I want to bring more into the attack instead of move things around and defend. And that's like the worst thing to do. I'm already down 2 pawns. If I defend too much and he starts attacking me, I'm just going to lose the game if we trade everything off. He'll have extra pawns. His king's already closer to center. I need to attack. I can't be defensive. Defensive is just it will kill me. This definitely helps you learn to attack better too, for sure. Because you're forced to. You really are forced. Okay, I take... He can take back with the queen or the pawn. I can also go here, which I'm going to do, because he didn't take it. And this is stuck. No pawns can hit it, because he decided to use this to defend his king. But he also gave me an outpost that cannot be attacked by pawns. So he's giving me stuff while he's defending. I'm very happy about that. How to break through? I mean, if I just move his pawn up when he takes it, will that help me at all? Can I sack a pawn? Move my rook up. No, I can't move my rook up because he'll take it. And this attacks the pawn. I have to get out the diagonal, but I have this diagonal. Is it good? Is it bad? If I go here, and then I throw this, he can take. I'm gonna hit that pawn. That kind of forces things, doesn't it? I only have one place to go. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't considering it. I would have left my bishop there. But I guess that's not bad. The knight was over here. He took, got rid of my rook, but my rook wasn't really in the attack. Well, he did move this out the way, so go in, hoping to come around, hoping. Let's see here. If I move this up one, then here. I'm not sure if that'd be a good idea. Let's try and chip away at my stuff. If he takes, I'm forced to take back. And if he moves in, I'm going to have to forcibly move my queen back. Yep. Or I can move my queen over here too. It can be Rambo. Be crazy. I need to be crazy with my attack in order not to lose. Okay, that's very good for him, not for me. Okay, that's really bad for me because I can't. I think I lost. I think I did. So you can just take it. And I have nowhere to go. You can take it, and I have nowhere to go. Yeah, that was pretty nice. All right. That was a really interesting game. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Kind of try to do an hour. I'm almost at an hour, so. Actually, it was pretty good. I'm gonna have to look at that later for sure. I don't know why it's taking so long for a new game. All right, black pieces again. What should I play? I like playing the c6 line here, even though it doesn't do much. I have some weird possible attacks here. Now he had different options to block here, pawn, queen. He had a lot of different options. And then I go here to hit here. I'm taking advantage of the fact that he moves his bishop. So now he moves his pawn up. So all these squares are weak, as explained earlier, and his bishop's way over here. So his bishop cannot defend them, which means I should be able to bring my bishop up and maybe pile up on him and also bring this down. So that gives me some things to target. Okay. I'm gonna do this now because he can't bring it up, so I can just take it. Okay. If I go here, attacking here, he might move back. Trying to find ways to start my attack. I know it's only the 7th move, and I'm already thinking of ways to attack, but if you're not thinking ways to attack, you're probably not going to find good ways to take advantage of openings when your opponent makes a mistake. So it's kind of a really good thing to do. He's taking his time. So he's probably paying attention to everything, which is good. There's more than just attacking here too, by the way. But if you, okay, so if I take, it opens up. But if I go here, which is my secondary idea, the queen would be forced to move. And I was thinking about possibly just finding a way to constrain his pieces, because right now he can just lash out and gain space. So like take here and double his pawns, or move here and preventing him from getting space, preventing him from moving his pawn. But after he moves a queen, I wonder about this. Yeah, I don't. It's not gonna last forever. He can move away. This is defended by the bishop. And after he moves away, let's see if I go up here to support it. The pawn move is strong because it's defended by both. So this isn't going to be nice. But this right here would attack the rook. Rook would go over. Let's do this. I'm going to castle soon. And then after I castle, I'm going to throw this pawn up to activate my rook after his rook goes out the way. Because that's going to be my file, hopefully. After he goes away, I'm going to castle, throw this up. He can probably block it. And I probably will. And then I can just try to bring my knight in. But I want to take control of this side of the board. I feel like I have enough pieces for it. So I'm going to castle and get ready for that. If he wants to try anything, he can maybe even come here to attack and control this. I can never launch this. It's not too bad. I mean, it'd be interesting. Bring the knight in here. I can't attack it with anything right now. Well, I probably can do this, but it's defended anyway, so. That's what I expected. Now, if I move out the way, well, he can't pin my queen because his bishop's way over here. If I go over here, oh, he can take it. I can take back. I'll be hitting here. I'll be hitting lots of stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that because that would give me the bishop pair. That's a pretty strong move. I don't see I don't see what he really would do besides give me a bishop pair. Because even if he moves out the way, I can still take this one. So regardless of what he does. And okay. That was really weird. I really thought that, yeah. I was right. I was like, wait a second. I thought I automatically get the pair. And I'm like, okay. Did I count wrong? That was good. But the problem now is he can still take out the knight. If he wanted. He also has this attack here. He also has this attack here. He goes in. I mean, I can block it easily. He can't really do much. All right. Yeah, on his turn, I always look for his attacking ideas. And then on my turn, I usually look for mine. At least I try to anyways. I wanted to move here before, but now I'm not sure how good that's going to be. Excuse me. He's definitely taking his time, for sure. We both kind of take the same amount of time. All right. I kind of expected that. I'm going to go over here. If he takes, I take. And my queen will be going this way. His queen going this way. Hit the knight. You have to move your knight. Now here. Kind of a weird pawn, but it's effective. So now if I can get these pieces out and my queen over here, I can hit the pawn. But if I do all of that, can he defend it? Well, the only way we can defend the pawn with a knight would be one of those squares. This is the only one he has. It'll take 2 moves. So if I start to come out and he realizes what I'm doing, he can very soon. And if I did this, my knight would be kind of stuck, but my knight can't go here or here anyways. So just sticking my knight is not a bad idea. Moving my pawn up is probably even better because my knight needs to come out. I definitely don't want my knight stuck for the rest of the game. So I can hit this pawn later, but after I get my knight out, he has 2 moves to defend it. That's all he has to do. I have too many moves to attack it, so I might as well get the most I can out of it. That's what I think I need to do. Let's see here. Yeah, he can get ready. I can actually pump this up for fun. If I wait till he moves and then pump it, he can go here, and he's defended and he's attacking. So I should probably do this first to prevent him from coming here. And I have like this, I like calling it like a bird formation. I always heard the V, like V formation pawns or whatever. But I like calling. I think to me it reminds me of birds. You know, but this is going the wrong way because if you see this, the end of the pawn is towards me. If it was like this, it would be an aggressive formation where the pawns are coming up. When it's like this, it's kind of, it's not really the same thing, right? All right, so my bishop can go here. If he takes, I can take. I need to get my stuff out. The queen as well. If he comes in, I can take on my queen. But both are fine. All right. Take it. Go ahead. Now my rook. This is why early on, a long time ago, I did a little bishop maneuver and I said this is going to be my file. Now he can try to do something about it if he wanted to, but he's not, which I'm happy about. And this defense here. So all my plans of coming over to attack it is gone. I was focused on the knights. I didn't really realize he was cementing it with a pawn. All right. How can I complete my development? Should I just go this way and bring my queen this way? Or should I go up, bring the queen out, double my rooks? I think so. I think this would be better for me. I think that would be better for me. All right. That's a free pawn for him. I'm thinking about development, and he found the way to get a free pawn. I'm not entirely sure if there was anything. I mean, I could have moved out the way, I guess, earlier. Now, that prevents me from developing. Now, that does. That's not good. But if I take, he takes, and I take. See, I actually thought I was doing okay. And over here, I guess I'll do my development thing in a different way. Yeah. All right, so a check, I'll be able to move away. He has no follow-up really, it's just a check. If I'm my rook over, there'll be a follow-up for sure. He'd be taking my rook. So as much as I want to develop it, I really can't. This knight has to go down, blocked in by my own pawns. I thought I was doing something important. That's pretty nice. If I move up, you can call it check. I'll go up. I think it's all pretty okay defended, but not really at the same exact time. It's not the greatest. I'm gonna go here and then bring my knight in to take this pawn. I don't really know what to do over here exactly, so I'm just gonna leave it and see what happens and how it goes. I can't take it, by the way, because it's pinned. It's still nice. And yeah, it's just square right here. So I'm forced to take it because he had checkmate. So I was forced to take it. If he comes down, I can take it. Yeah, he was never in threat of me taking it because of the pin. I already knew that. This is also a check, which will help him defend the pawn to attack. Yeah, there's like that's pretty much. Yeah, I can't move my king anywhere, so I have to take with the queen, and then it's checkmate. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, and it's checkmate. All right, I'll leave it with that. That was something pretty nice. Yeah, I missed something back here. No, I'm all right. Trying to see what I missed. Okay, it was back farther than that. Oh, they got the little analysis thing here too. Check. Okay. Indian game, it says. I didn't think that was considered Indian game. Oh, each time I click it, it doesn't show it. All right, well, it doesn't matter too much. I have this little bar on the side. Ooh, that gives white a really big advantage. That's really weird. Let me see why. Knight to c4. Hitting the queen. Bishop d6, bishop e5. Bishop d6. But what would happen? Like, if he goes here, and I would have taken here. Like, why is that so bad for me? Probably because I can't develop. I mean, that's what happened in the game anyways. Let's see. Yeah, so that's like really bad. 3 something. Okay, I gotta figure out early on in the opening So at what point did I start losing it so I know not to lose it? And that was where I thought that I had a good attack with the bishop. So my plan all was surrounding the fact that his knight rook can go over here and I can come up to an attack, right? That was my plan. So my whole plan was just a bad plan. Basically, he can come down here. I'm more restricted. Castling's going to be hard. My pieces development to be hard. He has an easier development of pieces. So basically, what I'm doing with my bishop, he's doing with his bishop, except his is more effective. Now, here's another thing. This is another idea I had, but I didn't play it. And if he moved, the idea was to try to come up and attack somehow, maybe even go this way. Knight to c4, hit the queen. Yeah, that's not going to work out too well. And what about here? Okay, so at least now I know not to do this. All right. So if he doesn't fall for the immediate stuff that I'm used to, the idea of that is bad. So taking the bishop was the correct answer. I didn't play in the game. Those are my two choices that I liked. And oh, now it's okay after taking the knight. And then d5, bring my pieces out. Okay. Now, I don't need to analyze the whole entire game. I mean, I can just for tactical reasons. But if I just remember that, I won't ever get into the positions. So doing ultra specific doesn't matter too much. Okay, my ideas aren't super bad. They were okay with my moves. Well, except for the bishop one. If I played here, I was concerned about this. That's what I was concerned about. Apparently that was okay because I can hit the queen. Oh, he can't take here because of this. What if he went back? Oh, wow. Okay. That would have freed up all my pieces. So basically, I was basically trapped in there. Okay. So at this point, I was really trapped in there. And I'm supposed to basically trade everything off to untrap myself. So that's basically where I went wrong. My plan to attack didn't work out. It was bad. He had a better position because of it. But after that, my job was to, okay, these were all trapped in. Trading, taking, pushing would free up my pieces. So that was a principle that I was missing. And it's something I do know. So it's not like I had to learn something new. I just yeah, that was bad. All right. All right. Well, I'm glad I looked at it and figured out a few things. Thanks for thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something today from it. I'm gonna get going. Good luck. Take care. Like, subscribe, share if you like. Thank you.